Okay. Lorelei Day 2. Let's go. God, I've been excited to play this game for... When did I stop streaming last night? 5 a.m.? It's about 8 p.m. now, so however much time that is. I don't want to do the math of how much time that is because I have to preserve my brain cells for this game, all three of them. Also, last night, there are all these bolt puzzles. I was thinking about this puzzle as I went to bed. And this is normally where I would say, and then I had an epiphany, like when you walk away from a hard problem and then you solve it and you come back. But no, I have no fucking idea how to solve this. That's my little joke to start the stream, is that I have no earthly idea how to solve that puzzle. And I'll come back to it another time. I have a lot to do in this game. I'm going to just take a second here and kind of scan through and try to remember where I was at. I used the E-shaped key. This is not based on my inventory, but I made it past the ghost store into the courtyard. And there's some stuff to do there. I found the crank, which... I don't know if I can take the crank back out and put it in some of the other holes. I doubt it. I'm guessing I need some kind of battery. But I don't know exactly what that would look like. I have 2 of these cards, and there are also doors. There's definitely a spades door and a diamond door. I don't know that I found a heart door. Although Ace of Hearts is also a movie in this game. And I was able to use some information about that to enter a door. So I'm guessing I'll find 2 more of these. I know there's another disc. I should say I know. I very, very strongly suspect that there's another disc. I have 31 bucks. I have not used tampons for anything yet. Presumably that'll be useful eventually. And then I've already used the 2014 room key. I don't know if keys can have multiple uses. I'm guessing not. But besides that, I have a bunch of phone numbers to jot down. First of all, I'd like to call room number 1963, call the man, and ask for advice on, there's like 2 or 3 things. There's the puzzle boxes and there's the corpse, and then I can call the gaming company. So I can start with 1963. 1963. Pronto. Signorina, do you have sweet music for my ears? No, I do not have it. I have still never asked for advice, and I don't intend to if I don't have to. Inform about the dead person. So, it had to come to this again. It always ends with something violent. A murder mystery, perhaps. Trivial, but cheese is cheese. Is that a clue, or is that just a weirdo phrase? We can still make it sing. I wonder how she died. Perhaps she fell out a window. What do you think? Listen carefully, Signorina. Think about where she must have fallen from. Okay. So that's a clue. Where would she have fallen from? Maybe room 1847? Inform about the puzzle boxes. Yes, I love your wait, I'm Lorelei? But the lady in my room has laser eyes. Is she also Lorelei? But what do they all mean? What is their connection to the past? The mystery makes them brilliant. Signorina, listen carefully. The past is the door to the future. Right off the bat, what that tells me, maybe, is that the 1953 door leads to the 1973 door, if my assumption is correct that we are currently in the 1960s, even though we might actually be past 2014. But then why would they call it the future? Look for patterns. Explain that there is no news. No, call me if you find anything new. Okay. So I can call the gaming company. I'm going to not do that quite yet because I want to follow this thread before I overwhelm my brain cache. And I would really love to find that other disc. Hi, Pixel. I've got a little kitty cat link behind my My keyboard, shoving it off the desk, just like every day. So first, let's go to the woman. Oh, wait, did I not? I can get the key now. I didn't get this yet. This is the W key, and there is a W door, but I don't recall where it is. I'm sure I'll find it again. Is the W door this way? Pixel, hey, what are you doing? No, but I know how to read these now because of one of the books I found. Modern Astrology. No. Cartomancy. No. Crystal Gazing. No. Numerology. No. Oculomancy. Lunar Phases. No. Here we go. Moon, Mars, Mercury, Jupiter, Venus, Saturday, and the Sun. Are those in order? So if I assume, which I think is a reasonable assumption, that I'm just meant to interpret Monday through Sunday as the numbers 1 through 7, and then there's an obvious association with these planets, that also gives me an association of numbers with these symbols, which I can write down. And I want to verify the order is correct. Mars, Mercury, Venus, that's Saturn. I don't think that was in the right order. Let me do this. Again, I've got some cat aggro right now to contend with, but I'll do what I can. You know, you're very cute, but you make it kind of hard to play games sometimes. Okay. I'm going to jot some stuff down. First of all, let's go... No, not escape space. Let's go to my photographic memory and look at the book on the objects. Hi, Pixel. Getting a little bitey because I'm not petting you as much as you want me to. So we have the moon, which is Monday. We have Mars, Mercury. See, that's interesting. I was thinking like distance from the sun as the numbers, but that's not what it is, or else Mercury would be first. Jupiter, Venus. I think that also means that the pictures on the wall are in order. Saturn. And finally the sun. Let me just write down the numbers next to them as well. I mean, it's obvious from their ordering on the page here, but one less layer of indirection for my brain to fill in if I just physically see the number right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now I need to look at these symbols again. So this is moon, which is this sideways moon looking symbol. That kind of makes sense. This is Mars, again, in order of the weekday thing so far. Mercury is what kind of looks like a weird devil horn sort of character. Maybe I should have given myself a little more space on the page to draw this. That's okay, I'll write small. Jupiter is like a weird number 4. With a little curvy end. Saturn is kind of like that devil from before, but without the horns. Just a little stick figure guy. Or girl. Saturn is sort of half a heart, is the way I interpret that. With a little spout on top. Like half a weird bottle of expensive vodka. And then the sun is the ribbon symbol. One of the ribbon symbols. Okay. I'm learning. So I've got that written down. Trying to not get too off track, as if this whole game isn't just getting off track. And as I say that, I'm going to immediately get off track again. The puzzle boxes I'm going to have to come back to. It said that the past is the key to the future. look at the patterns. I'm just going to do this to get out of it. I have an idea of how to solve this, and actually, oh my god, I'm going to get distracted again. Let me look at my photographic memory. Not messages from the past, not magic posters. Here we go. The door, yeah, see this? It's like little half triangle symbols, and they're arranged in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 across and 3 down. Which ones of these matches that? Is it this one? No. Is it this one? It is this one. So that's that one, but I don't know what to do with it. That does certainly match. Door to room 1953. Unless 1953 is meant to be a clue, but how would I map 1953 onto those unless I meant to just kind of go around from kind of the left bottom part? That's a bit of a stretch, but maybe. Hey, what's up, Bruce? You know, that's a great question. And I don't know because I don't even know for sure who Lorelei is. I mean, I have a suspicion. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I don't even know if this is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 3. Okay, that was not the answer. I'm kind of glad that wasn't the answer because that would be a sort of strange interpretation of what I don't even know for sure is a hint. I mean, I can be confident that the 1953 door is associated with this puzzle. That I'm confident about, but as for how to interpret it, it might also be that I have to get into the door before I can solve it. But yeah, Roos, I know that I already messaged you about this game, but as you can see, it's got like a very strange graphical presentation, which I find very appealing. There's like a weird pseudo-reflection effect in the form of sort of a soft opacity overlaid image over the whole screen. And it's real heavy on the puzzles. And I love it. I love it. I want to look at the door to 1962. Interesting. Is that interesting or is it not interesting? One sec. That's 19... Okay, let me do this. 1962 and 1973 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 vertical. Let me see if I can't map them together. 10 vertical would appear to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Would appear to be this one. Again, I have no idea what the code would be. I'm assuming it's inside the room. Which one is this? This is nonsense. That door for 1962 kind of looked like the courtyard outside. But it might... Yeah, okay. I'm going to glance at all these again just to... So that was actually this. Maybe 1962 is 2 puzzles. I would say you should buy Animal Well. Right now I'm loving this because it's more recent, but I think you should buy Animal Well if you have to buy one. Because this game is much more directly a puzzle game. Animal Well is very firmly a Metroidvania that also incorporates plenty of secret finding, and then there are also puzzles in the more traditional puzzle sense, but they're more in the... You can reach credits without necessarily engaging with that part of the game. Not to say that you shouldn't or wouldn't enjoy that part of the game, but it's I view it as a Metroidvania first, and a deep puzzle game second. Whereas this game is a puzzle game first, second, third, etc. Let me real quick glance at that again. Not that one. Yeah, I see 2 different symbols here. I do see those symbols like a kind of a right-facing trapezoid, a plus. I'm just going to jot these down real quick. Yeah, I mean, I'm not done with this game, but I can't imagine it falls off in quality. So far, it's been very, very consistently good. Just jotting this down. There's a 5-pointed star in the middle. And then a down, left, or right triangle. And what appears to be a isosceles triangle just kind of chilling there. And then in the bottom row, there's, what is that, a hexagon? And there's a sort of rounded cube. Oh god, that's the worst hexagon I've drawn today. And then there's a diamond down there, much further down. And I think that's just a circle in the bottom right corner. And the star in the middle has, what, 9? I'm just going to draw a bunch of spikes. Something like that. Okay. In 1973, again, I see the pattern there on the puzzle box, but I don't see anything that would indicate a pattern here. So I'll have to come back to that later. So before I go, let's try out this. No, not the wrong box. It's this box. And let me try. So all of these symbols are, that's so interesting. This is all the symbols, all 8 around the outside and the 2 in the middle. So this seems to fit the pattern of the others where there's a clear association between the 1962 door and this puzzle, but I don't know how to interpret the answer. What that means probably is that I can find other doors that will be associated with these puzzle boxes too. Also, I think this does confirm that I'm Lorelei, because the man said, "I love your puzzles." Which is not something one would say if the puzzles were not mine, unless he's a liar. But he strikes me as pretty trustworthy. You wouldn't lie in a video game, would you? I want to find the W door again. That'd be neato. Okay, not down there yet. Let's go back outside to Ghost Alley. Pay attention. Where would she have fallen from? That's a great question. Where would she have fallen from? If I could make it through here, I would be well on my way. The answer to this one should be 64, and it just isn't for some reason. The reason that I think the answer to that one is 64 is that I have this. Which number is hidden behind... Fuck me, it's 6. It doesn't say which number is hidden behind the black box. It says which number is hidden behind the question mark. Wow. I've never been owned so hard in all my life. That one is an example of come back the next day and solve it instantly. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, well, finally. So where would she have fallen out of? Well, this window's intact, so probably not here. I think I'm still not far enough around. She would have fallen out here, right? But this is associated with one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. I don't... No. This is the only window she could have fallen out of, I think. As for what I do with that information... Boy, that's a great question. Okay, so I'll keep that in mind, but I don't really think that's going to get me anywhere right now. So what else? There's this, where this ends up translating to 743 upside down, but I don't know how I would translate that to this. Can I read this note on the page? No earthly idea how to solve this one. It says, input case-sensitive code to request bug report 1. Do I have to spell 743? I mean, I doubt it, but what the hell, let's try it. How many can I put in? Is there a limit? 7, 4. There's no way this works. I don't want this to work, but I just have to try just to mark it off the brain map. Yeah, okay, I would have been disappointed if that worked because that was a nonsense solution. Obviously, this is part of the solution. Because you flip this upside down and it forms the 3 most important years in this game, 1847, 2014, and 1963. And that's what these 3 numbers mean as well. When you flip them around, you get 743 going down. Okay, I'll move on from this. I don't know how to interpret this to be a case-sensitive code. Can I take the winch back out? Seems like no, I can't, so I'll just lower it again. Why not? Yeah, here's some of these. Here's the diamond door I can't get in. Here's 1953 that I would love to get in. I'm guessing that I get the key to the 1953 door from the box. But how in the hell am I supposed to know what the code is? Weird. To my left is the diamond door. It's kind of good that I'm walking around here again anyway, just to refresh my memory, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that, or rather I agree with Joe's take there. It is interesting, I haven't played Darkest Dungeon, but I've watched that video of his definitely twice. It wouldn't shock me if I did it again. I know he's broadly negative on the game. I don't know how to open that. Let me pop down here. I think this is where the E door was. Oh yeah, there's this. This, to my knowledge, I've not done anything with this yet. Obviously, it's spelling out 1963 and 2014 on these keys, but I haven't... I did write out, like, what each of these digits would correspond to with what the note is, but it's inconsistent. Specifically F. So F here is 9 and F is also 4, so I don't know what to make of that. And then there's a song up there called Laser Eyes. But these aren't real musical staffs. I don't know how I would play this. I'm looking at the bar numbers. 1, 3, 5, 7, 10, 11, 12, 13, but yeah, I'm gonna back out of this again. I'm not sure how to interpret this. Yeah, that's my feeling as well. I always feel there's a lot of games I wish that I liked and that I don't. You know, it'd be great if I could play games. I say could as if anything's stopping me. It'd be great if I enjoyed a lot of games that, you know, a lot of other people like, in that I could talk about it with them and share that with them. But yeah, I think you're right. I would get frustrated. So this was the E door, and it brought me... This is shortcut 7. This is the one I don't know how to open. This is the coffee door that I don't think I have any way to solve that one. I'll save again. Here's the 1962 door. Again, my working theory right now is that I will end up getting the keys from the puzzle boxes, which kind of blows out of the water my idea that something within it would disambiguate. just had another idea, but I don't think it's gonna hold fruit. Where am I? Which one is this? Okay, I don't think I have any 5-digit codes waiting in the bank. Was there something over here? No. I've been here before. There's this. This is the video game room. God, this is such a cool discovery, by the way. Is there anything back here? Reese, you want to see something badass? I'm going to do this again just to show you. So here I am in the game Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. And I can boot up this console. And here I am in Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Which is, unironically, super atmospheric and awesome. Also, it has tank controls. Yeah. I don't know, honestly. You start the game and like the first thing, I mean, you don't have to do this, but also watch this. Creepy. And then there's these people that say weird things to you. Like Lorenzo the Magician, who says this. Like, it's so weird, dude. You find a booklet in your car, which is a tutorial for the game Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. But you find it diegetically in your glove compartment, in your car, in the game. And one of the games on here is this is the game Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, loaded into RAM in this game. So something's happening. What's over here again? There's a lot of loose threads for me right now. I've been through these areas a few times already. Let me go down here quick. This is some nonsense. This is going to be a big step for me to solve, is all of these. And I will come back to this. It's something I spent a little bit of time with because there are all these tubes throughout the game that I don't know how to solve. So this is Killer A. Is anything on here? Oh! I didn't notice that the stamp of approval in the bottom right, I didn't notice that those are associated with the tubes. So this one's Killer A and the other ones aren't. Which means that the solution to this one is any hidden costs. Modern design proposal, inexpensive materials, economic construction, low price interior, any hidden costs. So I'd have to figure out what the hidden costs are. I see. Okay, this makes sense. So let me rewind. The first time I saw this, there was a lot of information, as many parts of this game contain, and I was confused. Right? There's a lot of information, and when you see something underlined in red, that's generally a hint. Not generally, it's always a hint. But it's like, okay, I've got a bunch of pages here and a bunch of different things underlined, so what the hell do I do? Right? And I found a number of these like construction tubes storing like blueprints throughout the game. And I didn't know how to, I knew that they were obviously associated with this, but I didn't know how to disentangle that. And now I'm seeing these stamps in the bottom right. So this means that presumably there are, my assumption right now is the following. Given everything present in here, actually I'm going to rewind that. What I was going to say is that given everything in here, this whole thing is like one massive document, and you have to compute different pieces of information, but I think they might be one for one. So for example, I was viewing these blocks and this top-down view of the blocks as one and the same, but it might be different. So like this one might just be as simple as how many blocks are here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 blocks. So that's trivial. Right, so I can just jot down and say that Luther T. Vinden, my Swedish as always is flawless, equals, I want to count that again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 4 is 12. What's 12 times 15? That's 150 plus 30, that's 180. Okay, so that's progress. This one, I didn't actually expect to solve this right away. Lorelei equals any hidden costs. What are the hidden costs in this? How would I translate this into a number? I see the compass up top with north pointed up. Does that mean that the whole image is tilted? Like I would have to, tilt 90 degrees back? How would I associate that with hidden costs? Inexpensive materials, economic construction, low priced material. Okay, so I'll come back to this one. There's something here. For this one, which is first attach. I don't know if those are two different words or just split over two lines. Project team said their cranes cannot rotate modules. Supplier has only one of each module in stock. Modular room design. Least expensive option. Let me read that again. Modular room design least. What I'm trying to find is the least expensive option. That's the code. Project team said their cranes cannot rotate modules. Supplier has only one of each module in stock. So it can't just be, and this is actually a very clever design, I think. It can't just be pick the smallest price out of the prices listed, because the lowest one is 80, which is only 2 digits, right? So that's useless. I think, since it says they can't rotate modules, I would have to combine these modules in a way that forms the top shape, and I have to do that with the minimum price. So I don't have a mouse cursor, so I can't show this in the game. But if you look at the bottom right two most shapes, the 210 square and the 765 long rectangle, you stack those together, you would get the top shape, but that would be at a cost of 975. And I think I can probably do a lot better. It's probably not a coincidence that that's, at least to my eye, the most obvious way to make that shape, but it's pricey as hell. It looks like I could instead do, I'm looking at that 130 in the bottom left and 110, but that wouldn't form the shape. I would have an empty spot. I could do the 80 there, and then I could fill it in with, I don't have any shapes to fill that in. It says it can't rotate them, which is good because the rotation would just add more complexity into the mix. Maybe it is 975. But the fact that it says least expensive option implies that you can make this with multiple shapes. Again, without rotation, what else can even make this? Oh, you know what? I can put 315 together. I can put 425, the vertical L shape, to the right of that crooked piece. That gets me up to 740. And then put the 210 on the left, and that gets me up to 950. I think it's 950, which is lower than the price of 975. No, but why is this the second time today that I've heard of that book? Is this some, like, ARG underground phenomenon I don't know about? Because Author Blues I posted on Blue Sky earlier and said something like, "Oh, it is okay," and said something like he had a picture of the copy of the book and said something like, "I didn't even order this. Why did it show up?" or something. So is that just a coincidence that this is the second time I'm hearing about House of Leaves today? That's incredible. Wow. But no, I have not heard of that. I want to redo my math here. That's 740 plus. Yeah, that's 750. I don't see any other way I can make it, because if I use the 80 shape, there's nothing that can fill it in. I can combine together 130 and 110, but then I've got a gap of 2, and I don't have a space to fill it. Yeah, it's 750 for sure. For sure. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Constructor said our measurements do not make sense. Recalculate the area. So when I first looked through this book, I thought that all of these pages were together, like a different summary pages or whatever of the same construction site, or at least proposals for the same construction site. So I was trying to connect these together, like, oh, I need to combine these shapes all together to form this shape or something. Now that I'm working with a simpler understanding of one page equals one code, I can see that this is upside down because of the question mark. So we flip it right side up, we get 6 by 18, which is 108. And that's for this tread. Oh, hello, Pixel. How are you? Tredivoje Nink. By the way, I have no idea where the hell I am in this game, like geographically, because this is in Swedish, but the phone book is in German, and I think there's like French, and there's Latin. There's all kinds of languages. Too many languages, man. And then here's the last one. Andre Plan. The basic idea is it's a book about a guy whose neighbor dies, okay, with you so far, and he's going through his apartment and finds a manuscript he was writing, and that is an academic treatise on a documentary, but the documentary is completely fabricated. It's about a filmmaker who moves into a house that turns out to be larger on the inside than the outside, and stuff gets weirder and weirder from there. That certainly sounds like it has parallels to this. Or rather, this has parallels to that. So you have the story of the fake documentary, the story of the neighbor, and the story of the guy who finds the story, and the story of the editors who find that story. Yeah, something weird like this is happening. Like, there's a man who you haven't seen this stream, but I saw him last stream, who said something like, I have to supply the script pages, like the manuscript pages. I don't know if it was literally manuscript, but it was something about a script. And as I said, I don't know if this game is breaking the fourth wall exactly, or if it's just that within the bounds of the walls without breaking the fourth one, there's still nested layers of complexity. Certainly there's some shenanigans afoot. But the book plays with unreliable... That's awesome. I love unreliable narrators is one of my favorite things. Or I guess just not even so much an unreliable narrator, although that's awesome too, but just... I want more characters to lie in in video games. You know what I mean? Giving them a little personality. Or not even lie. You can have a character, I don't know, like as a sort of contrived example. I've imagined like you're playing a Zelda game or something similar to a traditional Zelda game. And you talk to like different races in the game and they all tell you the origin story of the world, but they tell you their own origin story. And none of them qualify it as this is just our belief about the world because they all genuinely believe that it's true. You know, so as the player, you have to go in with a sense of scrutiny that not everything you're hearing from characters is reliable. I think that can be really interesting, and it's not commonly done in my experience. That sounds awesome. You know what? Maybe I'll put that on my my family does a... I don't know how expensive it is. My family does a not Secret Santa. White Elephant, what's the difference? Basically, where you get from a pool of people, you get a specific person to buy gifts for. I think that's White Elephant. Or maybe it's Secret Santa. I don't know. One of the two. No, White Elephant's where you choose gifts. I don't know. Maybe I'll put that on my list. So for this puzzle, component-based mansion design, available components and prices. Remember to report cost to the client. Are there differences in any of these, or are they the same picture a bunch of times in a row? That tutorial. I'm trying to look at these closely to see whether, at first glance, they appear to all be like the top row. I mean, obviously the top row is mirrored from the bottom row. On the top row and the bottom row, oh, they're not exactly the same. The 151 there, second in the top row, has a spire on the left, and the one on top doesn't. So I think there are... Can I do the cross-eye trick? That's going to give me a headache. So that leaves out 150, but what about the other four? How do I differentiate those? Is there a difference in the... in the roof here? What am I missing? Besides the spire... Okay, there's a door. Right? So it has a door, so that leaves out... Again, I don't have an on-screen cursor. I wish I did. That leaves out... In the top row, it leaves out 150 and 195. Those are not correct. It leaves out 215. That's the fourth one because there's an extra window. So between 50 and 330... God, this one is devious. What am I missing between 50 and 330? What's the difference? I'm just, my eyes are flitting. If I had an eye tracker, they would be a flitting. They look the same to me. They don't. They have 1 and 2 windows. So it's 330. The top one's 330. That's the only one that matches. Okay. Yeah, I'll toss it on my Secret Santa list. Thank you for the suggestion. That's awesome. And for the bottom row... God, this really should not be this hard. I know there's a small amount of stream delay. Yeah, I just saw it. So now for those, I'm looking at the spires again. They all have the same spires or lack thereof. I'm looking at the numbers of windows. I'm looking at... So 60 is out on the bottom row here. The fourth one, 60 is out because it only has 2 windows there. 500 is out because it only has 1 window. I am surprised at how devious this is. You really are the most devious bastard in New York City. So 60's out, 500's out. What else? What else? What else? What else? What about between the first two? What's the difference? There's a missing window, so it's not 400 either. I'm surprised I didn't notice this. And then, okay, and then between 85 and 275, it's the tallness of it. 85 is too tall. It's 330 plus 275, that's 505. No, it's 605. God, that's cool. Okay, so if I'm right, I now have the key to a bunch of these. I don't have this one, which is the one that's right fucking next to it. I want it. I want it, though. Give me Calorie. Any hidden costs? I don't even see any numbers on this. How can you cost when there are no numbers? And I see the compass pointing north, or rotated, and you would have to rotate it back to point it north. I'm looking at the arrangement of windows. I don't think that means anything. There's a bathroom there and 2 sinks and 2 beds and 5 squares. Make sure it's the... I'm going to jot this down in Notepad. House... Where's my keyboard? House of Leaves. Full color definitive edition. Thank you. That version has everything. Gotcha, 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 gotcha. You know what I don't gotcha? Is this godforsaken puzzle. Why did they buy so many locks? Inexpensive materials, economic construction, low-priced interior, any hidden costs. Is it like a play on words on the text there, like IEL? Is that anything? Is it like 731 or something? Like if I... Because like the I, E, and L kind of look like 7, 3, and 1 if I flip it upside down, but it's not flipped upside down. It's flipped 90 degrees. I think I'm going to write down 137 or maybe 731. That's the best I can do right now. Let's try 137 and 731. That's a stretch, but we'll try it. 137. Okay, let's try 731. Okay, so it wasn't that. You know, I have, and I've never watched it, but I have heard of that. Okay, come on, I was going to say smart person. I am a person. We can all agree on that. Inexpensive materials, economic construction, low-priced interior, any hidden costs. I don't see anything in the stamp itself that would indicate a number. I'm going to come back to this. That, again, assuming I'm right on some of these other ones, that's enough for me to go off of. The reason I haven't watched it is precisely because it's creepy and unsettling. And I am a little cowardly coward, so... I don't remember where all of these... That wasn't one, right? If I go up to this. That was one. This is first 950. Let's go. I've never opened one of these yet. I don't know what's inside. Okay, let's put a check mark next to that one. Oh, these are maps. I found my first map. Okay, awesome. I haven't found a map yet. Hotel list. That makes sense that there's one per floor. So then the one downstairs is a basement. Okay. God, it feels so satisfying to unravel like the structure of this game. To take this mess of unintelligible puzzles and start to understand how to approach them. So satisfying. The pride and joy of Hotel Le César, with all the conveniences of your dreams. This floor houses a lush restaurant, a rustic cafe, along with a library full of information, spacious lounges to socialize in, and even its own chapel. So I found the chapel. I see that bolted door, which would get me into the cafe, which also makes sense because that would be past the coffee-scented door. That would be why it's coffee-scented. I forgot I found the spades door. So this is really, really good. Nice, okay. And now I can actually look at things. Excellent, excellent, excellent. I want to check. How do I look at... Here's the maps, okay. So here's this map. This is the maze design, which... I haven't figured out what to do with this yet. I know that this is associated with the 1847 door. Is unsettling in the Lovecraftian. This is far beyond our capacity to understand way, not the stuff killing people kind of way. Interesting. Yeah, well, like, something I mentioned yesterday, part of the reason I'm streaming this game, I really like talking out loud. I think I wouldn't enjoy this game nearly as much if I couldn't speak out loud as I was doing it. Which, you know, nothing stopping me from just doing that to my cat, I suppose, but for me it's more satisfying to stream it. I streamed for 5 hours yesterday and not one person showed up, which isn't shocking because it's a indie game and I started streaming at midnight on a Sunday, but like genuinely, I had a blast. Just talking to no one, it was still a lot of fun for me. And the other part of me streaming it was that I knew that this game appeared kind of creepy, and I was right, it is kind of creepy, and streaming helps it be less creepy. I don't think I looked at this. I think that's a hidden path I haven't taken. Okay, so that's something to do maybe right now, actually. I am going to go save over here. And I've still got more people to call, too. Log out. Here we are in the courtyard. Just a totally normal poster. There's a little pupper. Oh, hi, pupper. What a nice pup. His name is Rudy. He may or may not be a homeless man that transformed into a dog. I would like to take this question mark maybe secret path. Secret path? Yeah, give me that $1. Is that it? Well, hey, $1. That's nice. There's a caravan over there that wants tickets, but I don't have any tickets. So, you know, I'm kind of out of luck there. This was one of the first areas I did in the whole game. Not much for me here right now. There's a magician's hat on the bench. I believe I've been over here too. If I recall correctly. I have, but there's nothing I can do there yet. This game has a number of one-way shortcuts. As I guess most shortcuts in games like this are. So I would like... Again, there's a bunch of things to do. Barring everything else, at least I can go get these maps. That'll help a lot. So there's a map up here. By the way, you know how this game is called Lorelei and the Laser Eyes? I'm going to walk into this room and I'm just going to, with that context, tell me if anything jumps out to you. Just this normal old woman lying here. So you know how I'm Lorelei, I think, because he said, I love your puzzles? And then there's a woman lying here who's in my room and who has glowing eyes. Very suspicious. Okay, so here's this one, which is, if I'm correct, it's 180. Really? Did I sum that up wrong? I thought there were, because it's a 3D shape, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There might be 13. Let me put in 195. It might be 195. Okay, so I was off by 1. It's 195. Wow, I have not found much on this floor yet. I haven't been in 1963, so naturally I haven't been to the loft. But there's a staircase coming up there. This game is very... It's a type of game. There's that map from before. Get me out of here. This is where all the cassettes were. I don't have any to play, though. So I need the map for floor number 2. Is what I need. Here's this godforsaken 1847 door, which you'll notice has the same pattern as that map that I had, but I have no idea how to interpret that. There's no like puzzle input here. There is, however, this one, whose code is definitely 108. And nothing else. Yay! Three, two, one. What? Someone wrote on my map. The Vandals. But I've been to the... Oh, this is a different gaming room. There's 1847. God, this is cool. Okay, so let me head over there and see if 321 does anything for me. Also, what in the bejesus is this about? Also, I don't remember whether I went up to the top floor. Am I already on the third floor? I think I tried to go... Do I need to press it 3 times? Because the third eye hears all. Ho 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 ho. Alright, well that's one brain cell used today. I have 2 left. The sculpture has something in its forehead and a note stuck to it. Read the note. I was worried you had set a trap for me, Signorina, but it was completely safe to take the object. The trapdoor did not open. You are good at mind games. Take the object. It's a key. Alrighty. I kind of want the trapdoor to open now, though. And have me fall somewhere else. Can I jump down? What? Before I do that. The emblem on it depicts the number 3. The eye is kind of like a 3, right? Unlock the 3 door. Can I fall down here if I like... Do I need to like stand on it for a long time or... Because I actually kind of want to go down there. Do I have the floor 2 map? I don't have the floor 2 map. If I could fall down here, that would get me somewhere else. Really solid intuition there. Here we go. We're making progress. Okay. So this is a new door, and this, again, corresponds to one of the puzzles, which I will, again... assume is the key for it is in the relevant puzzle box. I still don't know whether like 1938 is my clue to get in or not. I tried that with the 1958 door and it didn't really pan out. Diorama. Oh my goodness. Whoa. No, I want to make something. So that's the magician, and inside there is someone else. Okay, I'm not quite sure how to rotate this to get what I want. Two. I'm just going to write down these letters. They may not be in order, but I can write them down. M. There's a... I think that's a Z and a 2. M. Z. 2. Oh, very sneaky. E3, not E3's dead, sorry. Sorry to disappoint. Is that a lowercase z? What's the difference between an upper and lowercase z in this weird abstract thing? Let's see. I'm gonna write these letters nice and big, make sure I understand the difference between upper and lowercase letters. Z, Z2, E3. E3. I still don't know the ordering here, but maybe I could figure it out. So we got the ones underneath. We got these two. We got M there. I don't know if that one is associated with anything. That's an A, right? Or is that... Yeah, that's an A4. Okay. What else? I broke it a little bit, I think. Or I confused myself. One of the two. Okay, I confused myself. That's the answer. I've been keeping, for the last 2 years, I've been keeping just like a text document for which games I've played each year. It's kind of fun. God, this is really fucking... This is like that cube where, like, if you see like a spinning 3D cube, you can trick your brain into thinking it's rotating either way. That's what's happening to me here. I thought people liked Unicorn Overload. And by the way, I'm worried that I'm gonna miss some of these. Oh my god, this is so hard for me. Why is this so hard for me? Why does this look so backwards when I do that? So far, here's 2 letters. Here's 2 letters. They've been in sets of 2. So I'm guessing that... You know what I'm guessing? I'm guessing it's one from each. I think I got the one from the bottom here. And I got the one from this side. And then from this side, I can probably form... Well, from this side, I got M, but I didn't get another one. It might be M1. Let's say it's M1. Because all the other ones have been a number and then 2. So I think this is capital M1. That doesn't strike me as a lowercase m because it doesn't have curves. M1. Yeah, a lot of games fall into that. I wonder if there's a name for that valley. You know how there's the uncanny valley for, like, animations? Is there a name for, like, the boring lame valley? There's A4. God, this is... Is something wrong with the rendering, or is it fucking... I can't tell whether something's wrong with the rendering. Or I'm losing my mind. You see what I mean? Is it just me? I feel like the game is like flipping the normals on these shapes sometimes in a way that's backwards. Yeah, that's lame. Yeah, okay. I think something's... I think it is rendering wrong. It's rendering back faces right now, which is why it's so hard to tell. Okay, I'm going to assume it's those 8 digits. M1, Z2, E3, A4. I don't know if that's the order, but it's something like that. Oh, this is the loft of... This is his loft. I'll come back down to that. It's actually funny you mention, like, story and writing. Yahtzee put out one of his extra punctuation videos recently where he talked about some of his older favorite games, and he praised Wolfenstein I don't remember which one, like one of the newer Wolfensteins, for being like a good shooter, but that is just elevated so highly by its exceptional writing. And he kind of specifically calls out like people who say they don't care about writing in games. This is an example of a game that is just so deeply elevated by the quality of the writing. Starfield would be the opposite. There is a note next to the device, input case-sensitive code to request bug report 3. So this is now the second typewriter I've found. The first one was for bug report 1. This is bug report 3, so obviously I've missed at least bug report 2, maybe more. So I found all these things. I don't know what the order is, though. I do have 8 digits, M1Z2 E3 A4. I guess it's 1, 2, 3, 4, so maybe that's meant to tell you. Or maybe it's just M, Z, E. Let's try M, Z, E, A. I got it! Let's go! Okay. So it wasn't an 8-digit code, it was just... Oh, there's no numbers. Of course it's not an 8-digit code. Yeah, you see what I mean? Like, this is a printed bug statement for the game Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, inside the game Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, where I play Lorelei and have laser eyes. Inception is what we're dealing with here. Oh my god, it's pulling in Outer Wilds! I can't believe it! I actually just realized it's pulling an Outer Wilds DLC. I don't have my webcam on. I literally have my hands on my head, like, trying to keep my brain from exploding. Because you know what this is? This specifically calls out the Laser 1 Lorelei and the Laser Eyes game. It's going to give me, quote-unquote, bug reports, which means these are things I can do in-game to find secrets. And by in-game, I mean in the game, inside the game. Goddamn. Library issue 1 ID Psy. Walking backwards through the passage close to the woman immediately after interacting with her will result in a software crash. Walking backwards through the passage close to the woman immediately after interacting with her. Okay. The shelf behind Magician does not have any assigned collision. This will result in the player character being able to reach an out-of-bounds space, walking through passage 2, then door 0, then door 1, and finally passage 4 will make the software crash. Now, I'm also wondering if there are 3 different game rooms. It might be that I don't have access to do all of these in just the first version. Sigma, interacting with the man with the gun. Yeah, there's no man with a gun yet, so this must be different versions. And leaving the software on the dialogue screen for about 30 seconds will result in unexpected dialogue strings. When returning from the dialogue screen, the player character animation is broken and trying to leave the room will result in a software crash. So presumably that will be stored in my memory, right? Can I look at like bug reports or... I'm going to just open up these quick just to get the... Here we go. Here's bug report 3. Just to get the little new symbols out of the way. Yeah, and by the way, this is another thing I can call. I found this in-game too. Yeah, big Pony Island vibes. So, like, I can call and get these discs, presumably. I already have the Byte Saves system. But I can buy these games for the Byte Saves system. Or device 7. God, this is wild. Again, just check this. The third eye box. Notes. Signs. Door to room 1938. Yep. This game is... There are strong parallels to Outer Wilds, which is another game going into this that I had heard comparisons to, and I understand why. Like, they're very different games, but Outer Wilds has its ship log, which serves a similar purpose to this. in that you don't need to like meticulously, well, in this game you probably want to take notes anyway, but you don't need to as meticulously take notes, especially in this game, which is good because, you know, it's, I could always go access these things again, and it's so much better to just access it through a menu rather than having to waste a lot of time going back and forth. So that's that. Let me save real quick before I continue. Whoops. There we go. Save. I still haven't had any reason to, like, delete files or load files. Which, this is in-game, so I don't know if there's some secret utility to that. So now I can go down to the study room of 1963 where the man is. That's important. There's a paper stuck in the typewriter. The woman! It's that little ghosty character is on one of the padlocks that I don't know how to open. Years are numbers, and numbers are money. Words generate money, so we must be able to apply math to words. This new ideology has allowed me to solve this game completely. So presumably there's going to be a second puzzle with the magician on it. First, magic word equation. First, we must assume that we are all fellow Americans. We all speak English. Hotel Letzes equals hotel last year. The third eye fell from the sky over 1,000 years ago. 1,000 years ago equals the first magic word last year, the first magic word laser. What the shit? You just said we're speaking English, but you're speaking gibberish, my friend. Okay, what's the second one? Second magic word equation. Renzo plus L plus O equals Lorenzo. That's true. I didn't even think about that. Hotel minus O minus L equals the second magic word, so it's HTL? HTML? If the second magic word transforms to 1, 2, 3, then 2 and 3 equals 3. Conclusion, we are not in a hotel, we are not in the last year, we are not in last year, we are in the last year, and this is only seen through laser eyes. Well, that's... So that's my clue how to get through that other gate. We'll come back to that. A lot of things to do, What was over here again? The gun door? The emblem on it depicts revolvers. Now, interestingly, there was a note at the start of the game that said if someone's pointing a revolver at you, the game might end, so, like, choose carefully. Oh, there's $1. Give me that $1. Yeah. I need dollars to buy video games in the video game. I don't have a key for the 3-door. I would love to be able... Whoa. Yeah, I'll start the music. I don't know what starting the music does, but I've started the phonograph in every place I've been in. I want to fall here. How did I make it fall? Do I need to, like, stand on it for 30 seconds or something? Do I need to walk on and off it a few times? Because I know for a fact that it opened before. How did I make it do that? Was there like a separate pressure plate or something? Jump. I'm just going to write down trap door with a question mark next to it. And then we'll see whether that becomes anything. So here I am, and I made it through here. Let's head down. I'd like to go to the second floor, because I don't have a map for the second floor. So this is, by the way, the weird key with some strange symbols on it. I think I will take another crack at that in a moment. I really need to go to the bathroom. BRB. I'm back. So where were we? Trying to find the second floor map, and there's also the basement map, but also, let me look at this again more closely. Notes. Note found in typewriter. Okay, so for the first word, that's associated with this ghost-looking lady. So we're all speaking English. Hotel, etc. equals hotel last year. The third eye fell from the sky over 1,000 years ago. 1,000 years ago equals the first magic word. Last year minus the first magic word equals laser. So I'm trying to determine what the first magic word is, where the first magic word means the first code. So it's just an equation. The third eye fell from the sky over 1,000 years ago. The first magic word is 1,000 years ago? Does that mean, like, negative 1,000? Yeah, if only. Last year minus the first magic word equals laser? So clearly just dealing with direct numeric math here is not the answer. There's some letter, there's some letters involved. Last year, so quote last year minus the first magic word equals laser. Well, 1,000 years ago, if we are currently in 1963, which I don't know for sure whether we are, then 1,000 years ago would be 963, right? But then what's this equation shit? The first magic word is 1,000 years ago last year minus the first magic word equals laser? Can I even put in 963? Whoops. Is that on the page? No, they're not numbers, they're letters. Okay, that makes sense. Was laser here? I see LAS. What the hell? I don't think I know what year it is. It's kind of very strange in this game to try to understand what year it actually is. I won't spend a huge amount of time on this. I have other things to try. The third eye fell from the sky over 1,000 years ago. Hotel Lissasar equals hotel last year. Last year by December. Okay, I'm going to come back to this because there's some translation layer I'm not understanding. Like, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to find a 3-digit code. And there's an equation for the first code here. The first magic word. If the third eye fell from the sky over 1,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago equals the first magic word. And then the string last year minus the first magic word is laser. Yeah, and I'm supposed to do some math on that to figure out. Maybe minus in this case means... Oh, wait a minute. It's TYA. Right? Because from last year you can make the word laser, and the remaining letters are TYA. It's TYA. Let's go! I don't know what that 1,000-year third eye nonsense was about, but let's go. Oh, nice! I found my way to the courtyard. Yeah, can I extend it? I see a lever over there. Hi, Rudy. Okay, well, I made it out here, but I can't extend it, so moving right along. Let me head back this way. I would like to find the floor 2. Save again, why not? The floor 2 construction tube. Nothing here. This is the diamonds door that I don't have a key for, nor do I have the card for it. Here's these. I'm going to have to work my way around to the other side, I think. That crank contained a key. I would love to open up this one. If I assume the same as before that it's a 4-digit code, then this is obviously the clue for it. This text here is upside down, which generally means that you have to rotate the corresponding image. When you flip this around 180, you get a bunch of Roman numerals, which I've already translated as 3 different years, 1847, 2014, and 1963, which also happen to be the 3 most important years within this game's canon, presumably. And so then when you fill that in with the picture flipped upside down, you can see that the missing letters in the black bars there would be 7, 4, 3. But how in the hell does 743 correspond to a presumably 4-digit numeric entry on the printer? That's a great question. And what am I missing? What am I missing? Input case-sensitive code to request bug report 1. Yeah, there's no letters here. It has to be... Interesting that there's some punctuation too. Maybe that's just to fill in space. Maybe it's not actually like a useful digit. The way it worked in the other one is that I got 4 letters and then I was able to associate them with an ordering, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it something with the Roman numerals themselves? Like, let me look at this. If I were to flip this upside down and again fill in those gaps being 7, 4, 3, I can't make... I don't know how long the code is. I could do 7, 4, 3 in Roman numerals. That's longer than 4, but I'm just going to try it. Caps. So 7 would be VII. 4 would be IV. And then III. Yeah, okay. I was going to say that. I'm glad that wasn't the answer. That would be pretty jank. Yeah, and you can see when you flip this upside down, that's exactly what I put in. VII, IVIII, and it's not MMM like the first digits. Okay, well, I'll come back to that later. I don't want to go through more of those books right now. Here's the shortcut back over here. What was over here again? Oh, I don't think I have anything circular to put into here. I think I can go downstairs and do something, though, because I got the eye key, which is not going to do anything here, but I think it might do something in the chapel. If I recall correctly, that's where one of the remaining keys was. Yeah, let's hop down. There's a cube-shaped hole. Is this a cube-shaped hole? No. These 4 horsemen end up being a puzzle. And they all have holes in them, but I don't know how to make heads or tails of that either. There's these owls. Another thing that the game said early on is if you see someone with like an owl face, you should listen to them. And I haven't seen anyone with an owl face or an owl mask, but I have seen mention and images of owls. Is there anything over here? Horsemen. Anything back over here? No. This was something I opened up early, one of those safes. I'm still looking for the 5th floppy disk. Maybe it's not going to be easy for me to find. Oh my god. Well, hey, I found the west door. I think I have the key for that now, right? Yeah. That's big. And also this astrology puzzle I might be able to solve now. In fact, I'm gonna try to solve this right now before I continue. So I found some books that are relevant. So if I go down to the zodiacs here, these are all zodiac symbols around the outside. I think I need to do some writing with a pencil and paper. We're going to say Aries here. That's 0321, assuming an English interpretation of the date there. 0321, I'm just going to jot these down to 0419. We have Taurus, which is also a thing in World of Warcraft. This is really thrilling stream content, I know. 0420 to 0520. Gemini. I can't look at this during the puzzle, which is why I have to write it down on the outside. 0521 through June 21st. Okay. We have Cancer, Sideways 69. Nice. Which is June 22nd. On to July 22nd. I think that's... So I would be a Cancer, technically. We have Sperm Cell, which is 723 onward to 0822. We have Virgo, which is this weirdo M symbol. We have M. Let's see if I can draw that. It's kind of fun to draw, actually. That's Virgo. That's August 23rd to September 22nd, 0922. Okay, not too many more. We have this symbol for Libra, which is 923 to 1023. Next up, Scorpius, another similar M, but this one's has a little spiky tail on it. Scorpius is October 24th onward to November 21st. Okay, almost there. Sagittarius. Well, arrow. 11, 22 to 12, 21. God, this is giving me like mild hand cramps. I never like write physically with like a pencil and paper anymore. Haven't done that very actively since college, really. What is that? Capricornus, otherwise known as Capricorn or candy corn. January 19th, 0119. Aquarius. Is 0120 to February 18th. I may be going overkill with this, but I'm not sure precisely what's going to be required of me in this puzzle, so. Okay. 0219 on to March 20th. Okay, there we go. I smudged one here, so we'll just erase that, rewrite it. There we go. Okay, now that I've gotten that written down, my thought with this puzzle was that I have to arrange the... I'm not actually sure how I do this. So again, these are obviously the signs here is that I have to arrange the Roman numerals such that every single line sums up to something. What would that something be? Maybe it'd be like the starting date of it. So like 321. It's like March 21st, 0321 for, what is that, Virgo? Whatever the first one is, can be formed. M is 1,000, so I would need, with a lot of different ways I could do this. Also, the lines, I just now noticed that there's, you know, lines coming off of this thing too. And I'm not sure what that gets me. If it was just the hands of the clock, except that there's 4 of them in this fake weird clock, then, you know, it would be the case that there would be some series of zodiac symbols that would get me the answer. As it stands, I guess I'll just go with my first assumption here and see if I can't make something out of it. So if that one is 321, that's not going to make any sense to make 321 here, I don't think. Because all of them are going to be in the hundreds until you get into, like, October, basically. So maybe I could, you know, start there. If I go down to, like, this one here over on the left ends up being 1222. So, for example, one of the M's could be here. And then I would need... Yeah, I can't make that. Because, like, to get to 1200, I would need MCC, and then I can't make this. If it's the first 8, could it be... It couldn't be 2212. I have even less chance to make 2212 than 1222. There's no way to make that, and if there's no way to make that, then there must be some other association. I'm going to come back to this later. Maybe there's another hint for that somewhere. Especially because there's those, like, hands on the clock. Okay, so what's through the west door? Well, there's a nice dollar. Look at how this whole thing is like a video game. Look at how you can see, like, the wireframe on those chairs in there. Okay, nothing there. This is the shortcut number 13. Oh, 18. What else is in this room before I continue? Photograph. Sure, let's turn that on. Get some music playing. I'm not seeing Oh, there's a dollar? Where's the dollar? Oh. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything else in here right away. I'm trying to like walk into the corner, see what I can find, but... Okay, so let's see if I can solve number 18. This one I haven't looked at all yet. Which number is the symbol to the right? 5180 and then some other two-digit number. How would I interpret this as 51? How many boxes are in this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? There's 8 boxes, or alternately I could interpret... I assume I'm supposed to be looking at the inner boxes here and not the outer lines since they all have the exact same grid. What do the gray dots mean? Clearly there's some numerical representation here. Where would this even leave me? But before I do this, let me quick look at the map of... Am I on floor 1? Yeah, I'm on floor 1, so this would get me into a new area that I haven't been to, so I would... Wait a minute, no it doesn't. This is a shortcut. Wait a minute, am I... Oh. I just literally never walked in this room that's right there. Okay, so I'll come back to that shortcut. I literally just never walked in here. Excuse me? What? Someone was just here. Okay, so there's cocktails, gins and tonics. I see some numbers that could indicate a code of some kind, right? Those certainly look very code-like. I wonder why some of them are bold. Oh, that's just the cocktail and gin and tonic. That's the categorization, and then the specific drink is associated with bold. Okay, so I don't know how to interpret that yet, but I'm sure I'll figure it out. I don't have any espresso for the espresso machine. Oh. Give me that American dollar. I'm rich. What's this? Well, that's far too many digits for me. Number 10? Ooh. Ooh, and I don't think I have the basement thing yet. Let's try number 10. I didn't miss the other path, by the way. I'm just going to come back to it in a moment. Number 10. This is another one I haven't looked at all yet. Which number should go in the bottom shape? Excuse me, those aren't numbers. Those are Egyptian hieroglyphics. God, these are so abstract. So it's a diamond filled in on the top and bottom with EH in it. Given that the 8s and that other shape is not an actual letter, my guess is that E and H are not really letters. It's more just like an arrangement of segments, and there will be an arrangement of segments in the bottom that gets me a letter. What am I looking at? There's a triangle, there's a filled in dot at the bottom. There's only like filled in triangle tips and filled in circles. So it's the only like filled in shapes. I'm seeing that the triangle has 3 angles. We have something with 4 angle shape and it's something with 6 angle shapes. This is, I don't think I want to do this right now. This is so abstract that it's difficult to parse it all out. Okay, that's fine. I'll come back to it later. These shortcuts are not necessary. They're just nice to have. And I would like to solve them if possible. I won't be heartbroken if by the end of this playthrough I don't have them all, but I'd like to try. Okay. Who puts $1 in the kitchen? That can't be all that's here. Hybrid. Well, not usually, but I probably have some cash in my wallet, but I mean, it's not like I use it frequently. Have you been? Okay, I think I'm sure there'll be something to do here later. Maybe there'll be some scripted event that happens here. For now, I'll just leave. There was a similar code earlier involving this long string of hieroglyphics, which was one of the dates, right? So, for example, if I made like 1847, for example, let's just see what that would look like. That's, no, I messed that up. Oh, actually, this is wrong anyway. 2014 is really short. 1963. No, 1963 is pretty short. 2014 is pretty short. Because 2014 would just be MM, etc. 1847 would be LXXX. No, it's C. Wait a minute. C is 500. L is... What am I doing here? One sec. I forgot all my Roman numerals. One sec. D is 500. C is 100. L is 50. Okay. Forgot. I forgot. Nice. How's Leagues going? I kind of fell off a little bit. Not because it's bad. I think Leagues is great. It's just for the way I play RuneScape, I think it maybe isn't. I'd like to make more progress in the base game, I think, before I can really appreciate a lot of the advancements in Leagues. So this would be 18. And then 47 would be XL. And then V... Well, so this is 1847. Okay, so it is 1847. Okay, so that makes sense. There was the other door that I found like this, and there's probably more than these two. But of the two I found so far, the first one is 1963, and that one is 1847. So I'm guessing that those 3 years, which come up a bunch of times in this game... Let me back up a second. The earlier one that I opened, I didn't understand why the answer was 1963. I just tried it because that's an important year in this game. But now it makes more sense that I'm guessing of these 3 locks, only one can be made in each, I'm guessing. So the next one's going to be 2014. Wine cellar. Wine bottles. Oh, goodness. Let me not take them out yet. I think these are all actually... Are these all the same? Or are they... Yeah, no, these are all different. And presumably the drink menu is what's going to help me determine what to make. Given the little red things here, I'm going to go ahead and assume that... Can I, like... Huh. The label depicts a star around a red moon. Okay. I'm not going to look at all of these because, again, I'm thinking from like a game design perspective. It would be silly to expect the player to individually read and remember, like, you know, 20 different things all in one room. Let me check something real quick. So which one of those was stuck with a mechanism? The Mueller-Thurgoe? Was that something that was mentioned in that letter I just found? Or in that note I just found? Was that even a note? What was that? Patterns and inscriptions, magic posters, messages, papers and magazines. Is it a document? I think it's not a note. It's a letter. What is this? It's a document, surely. Why can't I find this again? I wanted to see whether that, like, Miller-Thurgoe thing was one of these things mentioned. Okay, so let me not spend more time there right now. I didn't know how to solve... I don't know how to solve 10 or 18. Okay, so I'll have to come back to those. Oh, hello. This is new. Memory recovered. So as before, my assumption, and nobody verified this, of course, my assumption is that there are all of these year-based doors that I can't open. I think they are one-for-one associated with the puzzle boxes. What I don't see is how I'm meant to interpret and ordering. I actually do have an idea for 1932, so maybe I can go check that one. Yeah, I think I want to go back to the puzzle box room. So let me find, is it this one? No. Not this one. Is it this one? It is, but I need to look at it again first. Actually, I don't. So 1932, my interpretation, and this is based on an earlier puzzle as well, each of these symbols has a number of like tiles in them, like a specific amount. So this one has 9, this one has 7, this one also has 7, etc. So 1932 was the name on the door, but none of these is 1. Right, this one is 7. This one's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's also 7. A lot of these are just 7. So maybe my interpretation of a direct correlation to numbers was incorrect. Let me look at patterns and inscriptions on door 1932. Like, I can see that all these symbols are here. But how am I meant to interpret, and again, this is not a real question, it's rhetorical. How am I meant to interpret? Because the other idea I had, which I'm pretty confident is now debunked, is that once I got into these rooms, that I would find something to help disambiguate the answer, and that then I could open the puzzle box. But I think it's the other way around. I think I need to open the puzzle box. The only salient information is 1932. That's wild, Roos. That's really funny. God, remember when everything was standard def? The dark days. This is making me feel similar to some of the other categories of puzzles in this game, like the movie poster based puzzles or the architecture puzzles, where like there's some trick I'm missing as for how to approach this puzzle. Maybe this one's hard to solve. Like if I look at some of the other ones, also one sec, let me check. I want to look at the other puzzle boxes again real quick. Like what is this one? So this is 1958 door, I think. This one is, I don't think I found the door associated with this yet. This one is... I don't think I recognize that door either, to be honest. Or that one. That's the one I was just checking. What's this one? I don't know what's up with that either. This is 76. And then I don't recognize that one offhand either. I think I'm going to bail on those for now, too. Okay, in the interest of making progress, I would like to... go back to the basement and go play the video game. Which, where the heck even is that? Is it over here? Yes. So, and before I actually boot up the game, see, this is... Yeah, that's cool. It actually remembers where you were. So this is laser 1. So let's suspend the software. And go ahead and check the notes again. Game testers note 1. I thought that was the third bug report. Oh, different note. Note found in a typewriter. No. Where was that? Documents? Here we go. Bug report 3. So this is for... So actually, no, these are all for laser 1. Walking backwards through the passage close to the woman after immediately interacting with her will result in a software crash. Walking backwards through the passage close to the woman. Can I even walk backwards? I can. Okay, I don't know if I knew I could walk backwards. So let's go find the woman. The woman is over there. God, this is so fucking good. This really is Outer Wilds DLC. And I love it. So, which passage is it referring to? I'm assuming that one. It's saying... Maybe it's the wrong passage. Maybe it's this passage. There's not another passage over here, is there? What am I messing up here? Oh, is it this way? I crashed it. Oh my god, that's so cool. Fuck me, that's so cool. The software sent an invalid request to memory address 5C1. The software has been stopped to prevent damage to the development hardware. Press any button to terminate the current software. Okay, so a 5C1. Let me write that down. It may track it for me. I might not need to write down 5C1. Let me write it down real quick before I verify. Software errors. It's a whole new classification. God damn, that's so cool. I'm just going to spend the rest of the stream saying, God damn, that's so cool on a loop. Okay, so what are some of the other ones? Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. Let's look at the bug report again. The shelf behind Magician does not have any assigned collision. This will result in the player character being able to reach an out-of-bounds space. Walking through passage 2, then door. But there aren't any doors or anything. Maybe I need to get more software for it? Because if I check this as well, new monster awaits in the dark woods. I don't know if that's like the same game. Maybe I need to buy that. I think I'm going to go try some of these. But I already have Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. Because, yeah, if I check that note... I mean, the other thing I could try... I've only found 2 typewriters. If I could find a third typewriter, then that would give me another chance. Because these don't make any sense to me. Interacting with the man with a gun. There's no men with a gun. The shelf behind the magician. There's no shelves. This sounds like it's another part of the game or something, where you go out of bounds and then you have to walk through passage 2, then door 0, then door 1, finally passage 4. So... let me leave. Every time I use that and I go into tank controls, I end up wanting to use tank controls here. Let's save first. Now I need to call 9, 8, 8, 0, 5, 1. That's the game company. Aw, I'm jamming. Hello, thank you for calling Super Telegames. How can I help you? So cool. So I would need $200 for this. I already have one. See, don't I already have Lorelei and the Laser Eyes? I don't have it for the Bite Say system. I only have it for the Laser 1 system. And I don't need a Laser 1 system. This is the only one that is actually for the Laser 1 system. Let me buy this just because that sounds interesting. That would be 10 American dollars. Your order will be delivered with Lightning Express to the reception. Somehow we have mysteriously withdrawn money from you. Please enjoy your game. Let me hold off for now. Sayonara, Wild Heart. Thank you. Do I have it in my possession now? Does it get like... Oh, it's a package. Yeah, there it is. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. What the fuck, man? That's me. That's the person that I am. Obtained a Lorelei and the Laser Eyes game cartridge. Okay, time to play Game Boy. How do I turn it on? Oh, down here. Right. Still plenty of battery. Let's install game. Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. This is the same music as the title screen. High scores. I don't have any high scores. Start game. Oh, I see. I see. Oh, the ghosties. Oh, get him off me. There's a mysterious man. Am I alive? How do I win? How many keys do I have? Oh no, the G-Man's coming to get me. Oh, I'm fucked. I can juke him. I can't. I can't. Did I win? I don't know what the orbs do. Oh, I think the orb spawns a man. But he can also go through walls, so, you know, that's less than ideal. Oh, there's coffee up there. I can go fast with coffee. Oh, I'm so fast. What's that pedal? I think that none of these games are required to reach the credits, but that doesn't mean I don't want the high scores. Why is the dog in here? Hi. What? I thought you were a friend. Well, I tell you, cool as this game is, I think I prefer the 3D version a little more. Do I have any keys? Yes. Oh god, I didn't actually want to go there. Am I dead? Do I have 3 lives? Is it over? Okay, I misunderstood. You actually just keep moving in a direction until you let it go. Well, that doesn't feel very good. Oh, I needed to go at it from the right. I see. So I think I'm a little bit screwed here. I get it. So that's just an on cooldown sort of effect. So I need to get down here and go around this way. No, this way. To get over here. And now I can start unlocking these. Is that good? Did I pause time? I think I paused time during that. Oh god, they're coming for me. That's so creepy how it goes through walls. I want all the dollars. Nothing short of 100% will satisfy me. Nope. I need to go this way. Oh, god, the dog's coming for me. No, ghosty! Alright, I need to lure the ghost away. Ghosty or not? Get me out of here. Did I win? Do I have laser eyes now? Is that good? Oh god, I don't know if I want to do more levels. I feel like I've got my fill of Lorelei and the laser eyes already. Well, I kind of got cornered there, didn't I? I want to continue because this game's mysterious and enigmatic, and I don't know if this is actually important. Like, this isn't fun because it's, you know, a very old-style game, but... Okay, I need this guy to come through the wall and get me. So that I can get around this way. Yep, give me that one too. Thank you. Oh god, I'm dead. No, I'm alive. I'm actually trying to keep track of quite a lot here. Give me the orb. Alright, I have 5 keys left, 4 keys left. Give me that. Give me that coffee. I'm running so fast you'll never find me. I wonder if I can go through those when they do that. I can! I didn't know that. God, this is actually, like, non-trivial as far as reflexes to, like, move correctly when I'm going this fast. Okay, 2 keys left. Damn. Damn, he got me. Oh. Is that good? Okay, I thought that might do more. I don't think I want to play that again. So if that's true, let me buy the other game for the Laser 1 system. Okay, so we call 9, 8, 8, 0, 5, 1. Yes, hello. I want this game. We are so sorry, but the item is currently out of stock. Oh no. Can I have this? Okay, I'm kind of glad it's out of stock because I don't want to blow all my money on this stuff, but I still want to try. Wait, I didn't actually want that game. What about the next one? Okay, so those ones are in stock. And I don't have enough money for the rest, so... At least I'm flush with cash. Split 2. And, ooh, that looks cute. I don't think I want to play those right now because... Awarded for a significant passion for game collecting. I just got an achievement. Okay, well. While I'm here, there's one more number I want to call. 523259. 5, 2, 3, 2, 5, and 9. I called this number earlier. This is the elevator company. Did I put it in wrong? No, 523259. That's fine. I don't need to do it again. Let me save just since I got those Game Boy games. Well, I think it's more likely that the creepy man, like, killed them or made them blip out of existence or whatever it is that he does. So from here... Let me think. There are a few shortcut doors that I can do. Or, I don't know if I can do them. I am technically capable of doing them. There's this thing which I think I'm going to struggle to figure out what they want. I would need a way here to associate the zodiac symbols with a number, I think. And then form that number. That's my interpretation of it anyway. There's the puzzle boxes, but I don't know how to open any of them, and I don't want to try to brute force. They'd be difficult to brute force even if I wanted to. But they'd be difficult. There is a, I have the I key, and I believe that I can find where to use that I key. I think I had found another one of those somewhere. It's not here, is it? No. Yeah, I need like a circular key for these horsemen. I can't do anything with the sword, right? No. There's this thing, but to my knowledge, I can't solve this until I find the last floppy disk. At this point, I'm just kind of trying to like go through the game again. See if I've missed something obvious. This is where the fifth one is. Okay. So this is the one I haven't gotten. This is the one that didn't make sense to me. So far, for context, all of these doors that have been by movie posters, the solution is associated with the movie poster. Oh, wait a minute. I think I know how to solve it now. So I actually have to look at a dog like all other dogs. Which is, let me just... get these out of the way. I wonder if there's anything in the box here that's intended to give me a clue. I need to look at the movie posters. For a dog like all other dogs, that's 1957. But 1957 isn't the code. This is a Roman numeral lithograph 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to rotate this back. 1957, it would be 9517. Maybe it's 9517. See, this is one that didn't make sense to me because so far all the other ones have been associated with the year of the associated movie, right? So this movie, A Dog Like All Other Dogs, was released in 1957. This image is pretty clearly fragmented, but if you rotate it counterclockwise once, then it all matches and it forms the full text A Dog Like All Other Dogs, okay? But like, I'm not sure how to interpret that, right? Because here's the Roman numeral lithograph that says order. So it's saying it's ordered 1, 2, 3, 4. But like, I'm not sure what that means. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I have the digits 1957. How do I map that onto this? You know what I mean? Am I supposed to assume that it's like 2, 1... Like, you know, like how am I supposed to read this? Would it be 2, 4, 1, 3? 2, 4, 1, 3 would be 9, 1. This one is the worst one for me. If it was 2, 4, 1, 3, that would be 9, 1957, 9715. I'll try 9715. I think it's just some permutation of these. I feel like I just want to try all the permutations. I don't... This is maybe the first puzzle that I don't think I understand how I'm intended to descramble this. Again, to say it out loud, I have the digits 1957 with order 1, 2, 3, 4 corresponding to this, but these are out of order. Maybe it means like where they all have to go. So like 1 goes in the 3 spot. 2 goes in the 1 spot. So I'll just rotate it. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, that becomes... Wait a minute. If it's 1, 2, 3, 4, that means that the third one is first. Wait, what? You see what I mean? Like, there's multiple ways you could interpret this, and I don't get it. Is it saying that 1, which corresponds to, you know, in 1957, that would be the digit 1, corresponds to this top left spot, which actually goes in spot number 3. Which means that 1 is in the 3rd spot. One sec, I'm gonna write this down. I'm confusing myself. 1, 9, 5, 7 for the year, but then 1 goes in the 3rd spot. So I guess that means... Fuck, I'm just gonna try permutations. This, like I said, is the first puzzle that, unless I'm missing something stupid, which is entirely possible, I don't understand what it's asking me. So I've tried 1957. I'm just gonna try. So let me just do it again. I've tried 1957. Let me shift it and do 7195. Okay. Let me do 5719. Okay. Let me do... Whoops. 9571. Do I just need to try every fucking combination? So we tried 1957. Let's do 1975. I'm just going to write all of them down. This is dumb, but 1957, 1975, okay, so then we put 5 in the second spot, so we get 1597, 1579, and then 1759 and 1795. Let's try those. 1597. Okay. What about 1579? Normally I don't like doing this sort of brute force, but like I don't see any way to interpret what it's telling me unambiguously like I could with the others. I'm guessing it doesn't start with 1, but I'll be thorough. 1759. Or 1795. Okay, so it's not any of those. What if I rotate it and I put the 9 first, okay? I have 9157, 9175, 9517, 9571, 9715, and 9751. Alright, let's try all those. Nine, 157, 9175. This is how the game was meant to be played. 9517, 9571. Okay. 9751. And then 9715. Okay, so it's not any of those. Then for the others, 1950. Sorry, I tried 1 and 9. Let's try 7. 7195, 7159, 7519, 7591, 7915 7951. Okay, so 7 1 5 9. Okay, 7195. Okay, cross those out. Not too many more. 7519. Seven five nine one. I'm getting through them. There's not too many more. Okay. 7915 and 7951. Okay, it's not any of those. So if it is a permutation of the year, which it appears to be, I've started with 1, 9, and 7. I need to start with 5 now. So 5197, 5179, 5719, 5791, 5917, 5971. Those are all the combos. Okay, so 5 1 9 7. Okay. 5179. Okay, why was it 5179? I'll take it, but why was it 5179? 1957. 5179. Yeah, okay, I don't get that one. To me, that doesn't make sense how you are meant to unscramble this, but whatever. That's been the first thing that I've had to brute force, and even then, there was a method to the brute force. That was a well-reasoned brute force. So I think I'm right about the lunar puzzle, by the way. January 6th, 1847, dear brother, I arrived at Redacted yesterday. That's probably the hotel. It is decayed, dark, and much too large for the Baronin herself. Your prophecy was, as expected, correct. She is an artist born on these very grounds. Interesting. The artist is seemingly an important character. I have yet to gain her trust, but I sense an inexplicable bond between us. I think she knows what I'm searching for, as is expected. How could one live for 40 years on sacred ground without knowing? So that would be 1807. I need to make 1807. How do I make 1807 out of this? Got it. I didn't really understand exactly what the rule set was there, but this is now the 5th of these safes that I've opened, and they've all followed a similar pattern of inputting a year, but in an unusual way. So that's why I kind of knew what to do there roughly. So now with that out of the way, I can head back down. That's actually it. That's a very, very important step. We'll save quick. Cool. And now we load a file from disk, specifically disk number 5. Last one, which will also be chronologically closest to me arriving here. This is me in the forest, I think, just before I got here. Or maybe as I got here. Here we are, in the middle of nowhere, Hotel Lisses Jar. This is it then. Yep, and this is me in the forest at the start of the game. Inspect hat. Looks like somebody dropped their hat. Hi. Finally, we meet. Forgive my primitive appearance, but I felt that this final message should be delivered in person. I take it you've received the messages from my brothers. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Your brothers? So, Lorenzo the Great has a bunch of brothers? Are there like multiple copies of Lorenzo? And him saying he appears in this primitive form, that means he's aware of the fact that he's on a floppy disk. We must hastily proceed to the message before we run out of memory. Now, sister, to verify that you are who you claim to be, I have 4 inquiries. How did the first brother contact you? The first brother, which was number 1, that was when I was in my apartment. Right, and he contacted me on the television. I see. How did the second brother contact you? So the first one was me in my apartment. The second one was me trying to find the car. And there was a writing on it, so writing's in the dirt. Is that so? How did the third brother contact you? This was me driving. So it was through the radio. And the fourth brother contacted me over the telephone at the gas station. Sister, you are the Noken's Mueller as foretold. I have the final message for your future self. In the future I made of paper, my hands hold a rose. There is a red rune. This is the ancient rune R. I just now got it. I just figured out a different thing than I was expecting to. Also, I'm going to jot that down. 5. Red rose equals R. How did I not put this together? So I want to examine, just because why not? Why place a hotel in the middle of an eerie forest? Great question. Inspect rock, it's a normal rock. But one of them might have $1 underneath it. Always gotta check. I found an American dollar hidden behind the map. Why would somebody put it in there? That's a great question. Yep. People should be better at holding on to their money. Inspect car. We made it, old friend. I hope we make it back as well. Okay, cool. So, if you haven't watched the playthrough so far, and I don't expect people have, or if you haven't played this yourself, there's a lot of information to unpack here. So, number 1, there's several puzzles encoded in this. It's kind of impressive, actually. It's like I'm going to add a little line in my notes here so I don't get confused. So there is a supercomputer in this game, like a physical supercomputer that I found hidden away in the basement. And it asks for 3 pieces of information. Piece of information number 1 is the login name. Number 2 is the login password. And number 3 is like a instruction code or something. The problem is that the inputs for all 3 are gibberish. They're not like English letters or numbers. The first one is like some weird shapes, and the second one is weird shapes, and the third one is years somehow. It's very strange, the input method. Okay? So what I noticed as I've gone through the game here, let me just verify this. Where would this be? Magic posters? I found these magic posters, okay? Sorry, I'm looking at this. I found these magic posters, which were little, like, they were cut up into strips, and I had to rearrange them. And that gave me 2 things. Number 1, it gives me this shape, right? Of course, I didn't know how to interpret the shape, because what the hell is that? But it's the shape, and then also, they're all posters of Lorenzo the Great. With little taglines, you know, in this case, in his latest mystery, playing cards turn into keys, right? Or the crystal ball one. So there's all these shapes, and I recognize these shapes as being inputs into the supercomputer. So that would get me, if I put in all 5 in the correct order, that would get me the login name. But number 1, I don't have the other 2 pieces of information, like the password and the instructions. And number 2, I didn't know what order in which to put in these symbols. But now, and I don't know why I didn't realize this yesterday, maybe my brain was just overloaded. I realized that those 5 recordings in the floppy disks, the 5 versions of Lorenzo, or the 5 brothers, tell you the order. The first one, the floppy disk number 1, mentions playing cards. The second one mentions crystal ball. The third one mentions crystal tears. The third one mentions being chained like a prisoner, so escape artist, and the third one is a rose. I'm actually a little disappointed because I did notice when I was looking through my notes here that there's an order in the menu, but it's like I don't want to assume that the ordering in the menu is the order that I input them in. And I'm actually kind of disappointed that it appears to be the case that that's true. Maybe that's meant to be a little, helping hand. But this menu to me feels like metagame, right? This is all information that I found in the actual game. And all of my photographic memory here is just it's a quality of life thing. It's a massive quality of life thing, but it's fundamentally quality of life so that I don't have to trek all over the place every time I want to look at something, which would be insane, right? So I don't like that my photographic memory, which is kind of like a metagame tool, also seemingly encodes the order. So that's one thing I can do, is go down to the supercomputer and try inputting the login name. I don't know if it's going to tell me whether I got the login name correct. The other thing I should do here as I'm looking at it is I should write those down. Like what these actual symbols are. So we have number 1 is this weird symbol. Number 2, we have this weird symbol. Number 3, we have yet another weird symbol. Number 4 is this. Number 5 is this. Okay, so I wrote all those down. And there's actually another piece of information that's encoded in this that I'll come back to. But I want to go downstairs and go to that supercomputer again. I don't know if it's going to confirm anything for me when I get there, or whether I need all 3 pieces of information correct before it'll tell me anything. Also, the guy did tell me that this was like my number 1 priority. So that's interesting. So just to verify now, input username, input password, input memory sequence. So the username would be, the first symbol is, I'm just trying to locate it here. This one, 1. 2 is this one. 3 is this one. 4 is, where is it? This one. 5 is this. Okay, see, as expected, it's not actually telling me the answer yet, and I don't know how to figure these out. So this is just going to be nonsense. And also, this is now the memory sequences, these 3 years modulated by these doors. Okay, so that is interesting, because this... Something I didn't realize before is 1982, 73, 62. These are all those doors that are closed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm guessing that there are 9 puzzle boxes, which get me into those rooms. If I could start to figure out the puzzle boxes, that would be a massive step. So the other thing I wanted to try, which is pretty important. Let me go up to 2, maybe? I want to go to the journal because there is a journal which is, let me just save up here. Am I in the right place at all? God, and I really want to find this error report too. So that's another thing to figure out. So much to do. Okay, let me work my way around there. Can I go through here? Overshot it. This has lunar symbols as the key, specifically 5 of them. Okay. Now, if I look at the dates of the letters that I got from these 5 brothers that are apparently from Lorenzo, who is apparently my brother, I can see these dates. That's problematic, actually. That I'm going to write down these dates quick, actually. We have December 13th. December 13th, 1846. Then we have January 6th, 1847. We have January 8th, 1847. We have January 9th, 1847. And finally, January 10th, 1847. So my thinking was, and this might be wrong, of course, is if I look at my books, I found this Lunar Phases of 1847 book. Okay, which shows all of these things. It doesn't show December, but like I could see that January 6th is in that first quadrant. I don't know why I said quadrant. It isn't remotely a quad anything, but it's that first shape, which I'm going to just draw on my paper here. It's like a dark moon over to the right. January 8th is also that. It's on the tail end of it. I don't know whether this is correct, but I'm not sure what else to go off of. This might be completely wrong, actually, but this one is fully half black on the right. And January 10th is... This doesn't feel right. These dates are too close together. I mean, it's possible, but this feels wrong. And also, the first date from the brother is marked 1846. And I don't have the lunar map for 1846. I could jump ahead to December 13th of this year and assume that they're the same. Which would... I'm going to like draw this one very lightly because it might be that. Okay, I'll try this, but I don't think this is it. Right, it's interesting to me that there's 5. They specifically mentioned dates, and I specifically have... Maybe it's not the letters. If this was this, then it would be this. How far can I go over here? It'd be this one, followed by this one, followed by that one again, followed by this one, followed by this one. No. Okay, I'm kind of glad that wasn't the answer. I mean, I'm unhappy because I felt pretty... Wait, there is a red room. This is the ancient room for our... Oh, well, I just now... realize that I can actually spell this out. So that last one is R. The first one is I. Also, I was right about Lorelei and the last one being an R. E. O. And L. You know what? I should check that. For example, this one where I'm chained like an ancient prisoner. Yeah. Okay, so now I know what those symbols mean. IEOLR. Unless the login name is supposed to be Lorelei and I have to actually... It isn't just that direct... It's probably Lorelei. It is the login name. So let me think. For this lunar thing, it's obviously something to do with this, but those letters are too close together. Those letters are dated too closely together, and one of them's in 1946. I don't think that's the answer. It might be that it's just all of the letters I've found, but they have to be in 1847. I've only found 4 letters in 1847. Right, but it's interesting that they date it specifically. I wonder if it's some content of the letter. You know, like if I read this, it's mentioning like 1807. That doesn't help. Maybe there's something in the 1847 room that hints me to the relevant dates, which I can then cross-reference with the lunar phases. I would like to go down to the supercomputer again and try inputting Lorelei as the code. I don't remember what was here. Find their ways to the hallways of wisdom. What else? I need to get the map for the basement. And I need to get the map for the second floor. I don't know if I know where the map for the second floor actually is. I think I have the solution to it already. I just haven't, you know, found it yet. Okay. Again, even if Lorelei is the login, which would be reasonable, that doesn't necessarily mean that it would tell me. Also, I do need to... All right, let's try it, though. Might as well. So L is... And I figured this out last time. I have to find it again. Where the hell is that one I'm looking for? This one. L. O. R. E. L. E. I. Lorelei. I have no idea what the password is. Have no idea what this is. Okay, yeah. So if that was correct, it's not going to tell me. Presumably until I have all 3 pieces of information correct. But that tells me what the letters are, and that does confirm my earlier suspicion that when I found the letters I, E, O, and L, that I was going to find R, and that would let me spell... Oh, hi, $1. That let me spell Lorelei. I would really love to find the pneumatic tube here. Could also be that I, maybe I've like missed a passageway if I check my maps. No, there's the spades door outside. I don't know how to open any of the suits doors yet. There's a locked door way over there to the left. There's the astral thing I need to open. Looks like there's a shortcut outside. If I could get past that shortcut, that would get me to another gaming room. That could be important. Oh wait, I was going to check 321. So I can go to the 3rd floor and check 321. That's something to try. Let's go up to floor 3. So I need to go all the way around, okay. I'm going to try not to rely on the maps too much because I feel I'll have a better sense of navigation by just doing it as I have been. Whoops. Wish I could figure out how to get into 1847. That'd be cool. I don't know what to say to my future self in there either. Assuming that that is my future self. It may not be. Got something for me? I did not find your lost pages. I have nothing for you. You know, I haven't used my tampons for anything. I don't know how that could be useful. It's just 321. Okay, thank you, map. I like that there's a bunch of different kinds of locks. That's neat. Nice touch. Here's a bunch of these statues. 2 and 3. Hey, I found the second typewriter. Nice. I'm going to interact with it just to... I already know what this is, but just to get it. So we have 4 different busts. 2 Nate. All caps. We have 2 and 3. Well, this one's not going to be as easy as the other one, is it? The other one being the only one I've actually gotten. 2 and 3. Okay. One, 2, LEI. No, I didn't mean to check that. One, 2, and 3. From that, I am meant to find an alphanumeric code. Is there anything else in this room to check? I have 2 Nate, 2 N3, 1, 2 LEI, 1, 2 N3. What was the error code I found before? Was it 2 N3? Software errors? No, it was 5C1. So for the other typewriter, or this printer here, to print out the error report, I found this diorama that I was able to rotate around and find 4 different letters. One of them was capital, the other 3 happened to be lowercase, and a corresponding number, and that told me how to input the sequence. It was 4 long. I think I'll assume that this one's 4 long again. It's interesting that it's 4 long and there's 4... four posters. Also, I just got an idea for the other one. Maybe I have to sum each column vertically in 1847, 2014, and 1963. 2 Nate, 2 N3, 1 2 LEI, 1 2 N3. Are these meant to be names in the game? Like LEI makes me think of Lorelei, right? So like if it was 1 2 LEI over here, that could be OR for like lore. No, that'd be RE, Relai, you know, for the last part of Lorelei. That's the only LEI thing I can think of. I don't see a 4 anywhere in here. I think these are probably names, and probably the letters, the relevant letters are, maybe it's only a 3-letter code. I wonder what names I've encountered. Like this kind of looked like Renate, but it's not that. Is there anything in my notes or anything about... There's Nero. That's... I don't know. It'd be kind of weird if I just have to look through all the names, but maybe there's only like a few names that can possibly match. Maybe it has to do with the names of like actors or something. Giancarlo Preto. I'm trying to see if like any of these kind of look like they could fit them, particularly a 3-letter name with an N in the middle. I'm just... This would be strange if true, because this room doesn't seemingly have any connection to these movie posters. I have another idea, but let me look through these real quick first. No. Just to say it out loud again, the way I'm interpreting these clues is as a system of equations. If it's not that... Then I was thinking, like, are there names? Because I got in here via a map. So are there names associated with the construction? I'm not really seeing any. Is it some creepy manifest? It wouldn't be this. This wouldn't make any sense. I feel like I'm going down the wrong track here, for sure. Just looking at, like, effectively random books. It's not these. These are just the names of those, These are the names of those, horsemen. It is notable that each horseman has exactly 1 letter missing, and so this would get me, you know, those letters if I could arrange that into a solution. Oh, that's the answer outside, isn't it? I just realized. Okay, well, I'm going to come back to this because I think I know something else to do. I would really love to find out that error report, though. Let's save. So to get back outside, I need to go this way. And then through the exhibit here. then through here. So what I'm thinking is when I go over here, there's this dead lady who apparently fell out of one of the rooms. Interesting that it says 1847 on the ground there. And when you try to fit together her key, it like takes letters out. So my thinking is if I were to interpret an order of these, which would be like this scythe horse, and the scales horse, and the sword horse, and the arrow horse. And then now we're to look at the book again, which I think I found nearby, actually. So that's the last one. Would be pestilence. I'm going to write these down. Pestilentia is the arrows. Bellum is the sword horse. Fames is the scales horse. Scales. And Moors is the scythe horse. So now if I were to... There's no door down here, right? No. I want to go back into the chapel, which is right over here. Probably not a coincidence that it's right over here. And then I want to check these. So the scythe horse, you can see that it's the M, which is taken out. The scales horse, it is the S, which is taken out, or at least partially taken out. MS. Third horse, Bellum. Actually, this is Pestilentia with E out. And then this is Bellum, but it's backwards. That's actually a capital B. Is there an ordering described in the book here on the horses? There is. So it actually has them as Pestilentias number 1. So the order I have them written is the order they appear outside, but in the book here, the second rider is Bellum, the third rider is Fames, the fourth rider is Moors. So that'd be EBSM, if I'm interpreting that correctly. All right, get me back outside, please. Can't go this way. I don't even know if those are the letters that I can make here, but EBSM, E. These are not the letters I can make. I can make EUCY. It's like a backwards C. The hell? I really thought that would have something to do with it. There's like all these horses outside. I mean, I see it spelling out 1847, but... I don't know if it fails in the same way every time. Am I supposed to trial and error this? Or, like, does it get stuck earlier or later? Or does it get stuck at the same place every time? Looks like it's getting stuck at the same place every time. Okay, so my theory about certain letters being out, I mean, I still have it written down. It still might end up being useful. Oh, I didn't see this. Look at, like, the doll upstairs. Can I do anything with this drain? I think there might have been $1 in there or something. Okay, so I see. So these 4 horses, that's the ordering for these 4 wires, which are pretty clearly in a left to right order. Interesting that she's sitting next to this broken red mirror, and there's also a broken red mirror in my room. I don't... Let me jot down what these letters are. It's seemingly like... I'm just going to kind of draw these real quick. We have that. We have who the dead woman. That's a great question, and one that I hope to answer someday. This is another one that I could brute force, but I don't want to brute force it. I want to understand it first. I thought it would spell like Lucy or something, but it doesn't really. Again, there's these horses outside. Maybe it's just a coincidence that she's dead here. Oh, I will say about this dead woman, I have a photo of her in my car somehow. And when she was dead, the man said, oh, it happened again, so there's some time fuckery afoot, methinks. I could call the man and ask for advice. I'm trying to think if there's other avenues of exploration I could take first. Like, I've already done this. There's this crystal ball in here that I've already done. That, I don't know. What's this note say again? Oh. I forgot to call... Okay, let's call 1798. 1798, by the way, is when Lorenzo was born. Which is extra strange since he's calling me his sister. And it is currently... I think it's 1963 right now, but I don't actually know what the hell year it is. But I know that 1978 is when Lorenzo was born, but also apparently Lorenzo is 5 different people. $17.98. What up, Lorenzo? I knew you would call. I know many things about you, sister. I know about your journey to Soloesi Cave. I know the path you will walk in that cave. Okay, I need to write this down. This is important. First, you will go east. Then you will go south. Then you will go in the opposite of your first direction, which is west. Then you will turn 90 degrees to your left and go forward. That's south. Then you will go in the same direction as your first direction, which is east. Then you will go in the same direction as before, east. Lastly, you will go in the same direction as your third direction, which is west. Now, I know what you will see there. Do you? I don't know what I'm going to see there. What will the cave painting to the left depict? I don't fucking know. A turtle? Oh. Okay. So I need to go and actually do it and talk to him. Okay. No, that is not what you will see, sister. I'm debating hopping offline because Advent of Code, the new puzzle, opens up in 4 minutes. I'm deciding whether I'd prefer to hop off and do that or keep doing this. I could even hop off, take a break, and then continue afterwards. Maybe that's the play. Hop off, go to the bathroom, get a snack, do Advent, and then maybe even continue afterwards. I think that's what I'll do. I'm having a blast, but I want to take a break and do Advent of Code. Yeah, I'll see you later. I may... No obligation in me saying this, I'm just saying it anyway. I might stream again late tonight and just go late again. Depends on how tired I'm feeling, or maybe how much Advent destroys me. This game's great. Excited to play it again. Until next time.